Hello there. Today I want to show you a video about the skill tree within Godshed, the game that I've been working very hard on for the last 2 years in a very part-time way. So maybe not even 10 hours a week, maybe not even 5 hours a week, because I do keep my day job as a professor of business. So let's get started. What you see here is the fishing skill tree. Now, in Godshed, you're going to see skill trees that are like this. You start off with, there's over 22 different skill trees here. We're talking like a warrior skill tree, bard skill tree, rogue skill tree, and as you see here, fishing skill tree. Now, the goal that the player wants when they're talking about skill trees is to maximize their skills in areas that they want to learn more about. So, for example, you're looking at this fishing tree, and you got at the bottom here fishing novice. Okay? Click on that. Fishing novice allows you to understand the basic concepts of cage fishing. So again, cage fishing. Not all fishing. You can't do every single fishing just by knowing fish novice. In this game, you learn cage fishing. It's a much simpler form of fishing. You set a bottle in the water or a box in the water and fish comes in it, you pull that box up and you got a fish. Or a crab or a lobster, whatever the case is. Now, fishing novice. Train in the following skill. Fishing apprentice. Yes. Okay? By clicking yes, the box becomes green, which means you now have that skill. Now here's how it works. And I haven't shown you it here because I'm focusing more on the logistics of this rather than all the XP you need. But basically, each skill tree requires a certain type of XP. So we're talking about fishing. Fishing will require fishing XP. So each box is going to have a certain number of XP points needed in order to gain the next level. Okay. So fishing novice, at 0 because it's the first skill. If you ever see a novice skill, whether it's in the warrior tree or bard tree, anything like that, it's going to be free. XP free. Now, there are things called skill points, and skill points are the maximum points you can put into skills. Meaning, let's say you have 200 points of skills for each character. And you see here, train in the following skill, fishing equipment 1, primitive hard goods. Skill points is 5. So that means that it costs you 5 skill points to train in that. Now, if you were to train in that, you would have 200 minus 5 to give you 195 skill points left to use any way you want to see fit that you can based on your XP and the tree. So what I mean by that is, let's say you trained in this skill, you hit yes, and it becomes green. Now you lose 5 points out of your maximum of 200. In order for you, let's say you wanted lure strategy 5 up here, you have to train in this, fishing equipment essential baits. It costs you 4 points. So you hit this. Now you've spent 9 out of your 200 points. Now again, this is based on assuming you have enough XP. Now in this video, I've turned off the XP requirement just to demonstrate to you how the capturing or the completion of skills works. So if you want that lure strategy 5, we have to go to fishing equipment 3, advanced hard goods. That costs you 3 points. So it costs you 5, 4, 3. It costs you 2 and 1 for each of these skills. So yes. So now we spent the 5 here, 4 here for 9, and the 3 here for 12. We spent 12 out of our 200 points. Now we want bait, advanced baits, 2 points there. We want lure strategy, skill points right there. Yes. Now you have all 5 of these, and you spent all those skill points. In order to get fish mastery, you see this guy up here? You have to get all the skills over here. Every one of them. So let's take a look at some of these skills. Fishing equipment. Allows you to understand and use wood and bone fishing equipment, cages, and poles. So what this means is you start off with using basic fishing equipment. The stuff breaks. It's not very good. It doesn't allow you to get trophy fish or even medium or large fish. Those kinds of things are taken into account when you get fish novice. So now over here you can use wood and bone fishing equipment. That allows you to have greater durability in better items, better equipment, so you can catch bigger fish before they break your line and break your pole, break out of your cages. So Essential Baits allows you to understand the basic bait needs or needed to improve success. So instead of using little pieces of wood or pieces of corn or fruit, now you understand a little more about how live bait is important. So all these different skills have different benefits. So Water Environment 1, stream fishing. This allows you to fish comfortably in a stream. Now what I mean by that, over here, comfortably in a lake or pond, comfortably in a river, bay, sea fishing. You can fish in all of these environments, but you, as a fishing novice or even undertrained, so undertrained, let's say you're fishing in a river but you only have stream fishing. So let's just go grab that stream fishing there. Again, that cost 5 points. The bottom ones all cost 5 points. 4 points, 3 points, 2, and 1. Now, you can go ahead and fish in a river, but you will have severe penalties because river fishing is a little more difficult than, say, just a small stream or a small riverbed. Now we're in real rivers with currents and things like that. So that's what these say over here. Now over here, trap fishing. I separated out here trap fishing versus casting. So rod and reel versus just traps. Now in cages. Now let's say that you did not want to become a master fisherman. So you don't want to get this big box up here. You don't want this big box. Well, what you can do is say, you know what? I want to fish in a river. So you go get stream, lake, pond, and river. I want to have the best equipment. And I don't want to use traps. But I want to be really good at casting. So you go learn this skill. You learn this one. You can see here your cast failure is reduced by 30. You learn the value of positioning your rod at advantageous positions. You gain +5 to casting. And load tension. This enhances your ability to catch larger fish without losing them. Precision cast. Weather penalties are reduced by 50%. So weather could be, it's a very sunny, very hot day and the fish are not biting in an unusual circumstance. Well, because you have this skill, it doesn't bother you as much because the idea here is you're learning how to deal with that weather. So hit yes. You can leave this as is. And then you can go on, to these red buttons here and train in warrior skills, which could include 4 different weapon styles or more. You could become, a rogue, a bard, a merchant. You can have merchanting skills. You can have crafting skills. There's over 20 skill trees in this game. I'm just showing you the fishing one. So you've spent a lot of points here. So again, you have 200 points. So you spent, you got almost half the board here, or a little more than, you got just about half the board here. So, most of the skill trees are about 100 points per skill tree. So you just spent, let's say, about 50 points out of your 200 to get all these skills. Again, this is all based on XP. So for example, fishing novice is free XP, but maybe all these level 1 skills, it requires 500 XP in fishing. These require 800 XP in fishing, and these require 1400 XP in fishing, and so on. It just keeps getting higher and higher. For example, if you were to do warrior, and you were to do the warrior tree for clubs, it would require that you have club experience. So club combat experience, that you're using a club and gaining experience before you can go up these trees. So that's how it kind of works. This way you can be a fishing master or guru and a warrior, and you can even have some creature mastery. There's another skill tree for creatures. So, taming creatures and growing creatures and making them stronger fighters. So you could have literally, you could dabble in every skill tree within the game. Now you have 200 points maximum, so you'll run out of points to be good at anything. Jack of all trades, master of none. But you could have the whole mage tree and the whole warrior tree. So you could be a warrior mage or a mage knight or a mage warrior. All that kind of stuff is possible. Now, you wouldn't have any merchanting skills or crafting skills because all 200 of your points are stacked up into mage and warrior. But you can also just go ahead with warrior. And let's say you wanted to be, a defender. So you get the whole warrior tree, for example. I know I'm not showing it here. but it would look like this. And then, based on getting warrior mastery, you could branch out. I don't show it here, but you could branch out further into a specialization, which might require just 2 boxes. Two boxes in a mastery instead of 4 boxes in a mastery. So that's how this game can really involve a lot of creativity and excitement and really make unique characters. So thank you for watching. Please give me any feedback you have, especially in my Facebook groups. Again, I am making this game part-time. It's a vision of mine that's, since I was a kid, I imagined this type of a game. I used to play these games on pieces of paper. I used to use a scissors and cut them out and play with friends. Now it's coming to a reality, and I thank you for your support. And you've given